map, and they can set up mid lane for success with the Zoe pick.
Very interesting here, because I think one of the best things about locking in the Jarvan here for Origen was to take away a potential counter. Does not know that Cold is here.
Step forward, is just going to fish there, knows exactly where he's coming with the portal jump. They're going to follow up here. Ezreal comes out, burst damage in, and that's going to be first blood. Donated over to
Ping. We talked about how Chachi and Xerxes want to use the hard CC, while Nocturne is pathed up towards top side, which Origen had.
OG been doing so far this game, it is Splyce with a 400 gold lead.
Not going to be much longer, though, and thus Northscaran can save his buddy, and he will be able to for now, but forcing Kavi out of lane means Patrick is going to have access.
Easy comp to pull off, right? You know, you have a lot of moving pieces, a lot of, you know, global tools, and not a super strong front line.
Throwing out poke, just
Interesting
threatening. Sweet ulti! Trying to get a little bit more here. Herald is going to be used in the mid lane. We'll have at least one charge down onto the tier.
And when you have that much control of the enemy jungle, Baron becomes that much easier. So I don't mind that Rift Herald call from Origen.
Top lane, it is the best overall situation. No flash on Xerxes.
Immediately going to go in. The follow-up is there, but no! Raptor going to block the hook. Not enough as Patrick behind him still. Going to grab the kill in the end.
Access the gold in that top lane turret are going to try to extend this advantage just a little bit. And I think the most impressive thing for Origen
has yet to find a use for it. And Vizicachi steadily building a lead.
No, that was Alfari just really respecting the
bottom tower as well.
Really nicely done there from Origen. Again, just walking through Fog of War. They use so many.
Don't have vision control. It's going to be a free dragon. This is the first time that I feel like, okay, Splyce are making the right call with the time that they have. We can't contest dragon. We don't have our flash on our rise. But while they're on the dragon,
doesn't have the flash, and I understand that. But they had to make that play very quickly because now Humanoid is isolated.
Could be in trouble. Sleepy there, but Cole just taking his time as the challenging smite. Now the ultis are coming back in response. Cole's going to try to make out safety, but Kavi's there. Has been used. Where was the ult going to go? He's going to come in right timing, right place. That's what the Ezreal is going to come through for. Xerxes now on the back foot, but OG could look to extend this one. Nukeduck trying to find a way in. Patrick with a spell shield, not going to block anything. Nukeduck needs to be careful here. Team now on the tree. Mithy incredibly low, but Vizicachi is incredibly strong. He has a ton of MR. There's the Realm Warp coming in. TP response from Alfari. Kennen is just going to threaten here. The flash, will it come out? Is he going to try to commit? Is he going to try to get anything else here? Nukeduck now going forward. He's going to miss on this. Chachi with a massive advantage, and we're going to have to see if it counts for anything more, but he has now been caught out. The whole team is here to collapse. There's almost no way for Rise to get out of this one. Hooked up, taken down. Paranoia going to go put onto the top side. Nukeduck now next on the menu. Have to play this one smart. The cleanse now comes out. He's going to try to heal back up. Going to pan away. We don't want to see it. He dies right there in the face of 4.
But ultimately,
when it comes to this playoffs race, and winning here can be a big deal for both these lineups, so maybe this explains why they are playing a little bit more. Give up this tier 2 mid lane. Ezreal comes out, is really shielded. Redemption 2.
Easier. Now what really opened that up was the fact that Alfari got the wave far enough down bottom. 4th time's the charm. Fourth time the charm of this game.
Oh no, they're going in one more time. The Rise is so strong, but not strong enough. Now Tom catches the middle of everything. They need to go in. He gets in, he gets out here. Tom Catch ulti sound.
That's Nukeduck
taking the Tom Catch ulti, bringing him home. Northscaran now going to be taken out as well. Origen, just in a blitz of ultimates, are now finally able to find a greater advantage. Origen, and he can now roam back to support his team. 5k on the Baron and dropping. This is where you got to keep your eyes. Paddlestar might be able to do it, but they're trying to find the follow-up. Alfari now going to get pulled off. Nukeduck in the middle of everything. Now the ulti comes in. Alfari following up, finding an opportunity. Vizicachi going to try to fire back. Copy there, but the red buff going to block a few shots. Baron already taken down. Now the ulti's coming in. OG want to follow up on this one. The spell shield is going to block the hook. Nukeduck now stepping forward. On the hunt has been used. Well, they fight in this tight corridor. Cold's going to go forward, trying to take down Xerxes. The GA is there. Cold is bit off more than he can chew, though. But Vizicachi will once again go down in the exchange as Patrick is unstoppable.
Man, Dracos, these fights are wild. OG just
Xerxes there to make sure that he couldn't get into the pit, that it was never going to be contested, and they got the buy one, get one free, the Baron and the kills.
Yeah, and keep in mind, it's level 17 Nukeduck now, so he can keep stealing those ultimates all day long. They're going to use that to step up, take themselves an inhibitor, and now
may have just turned in their favor. Ezreal ulti's traded back and forth. Silas will have hijack up in a few moments here. Not able to take the Nocturne ult. Could look for the Tom Kench. None of the useful ults up and available at this stage for him. It's not quite as threatening as it may have been, although the timer is steadily ticking down. Can use the TK to roam to a different lane if they want to. Sleepy Trouble Bubble won't connect, and Origen just going to continue to pressure here, going to continue to poke at this inhib, have the safety of the Thresh Lantern to make it out as Patrick will go for one more cheeky auto.
And right now you have Nukeduck and Cold escorting the minions in the mid lane. They're going to wait for the next wave. That should buy them pressure here to take down this inhibitor.
Ulti coming out. Xerxes just brought back into the enemy team, and Patrick's just going to walk away. The Nocturne not able to make an impact. Splyce definitely want to save this one. Northscaran stepping forward, but the Jarvan just going to leap in right away. They're turning it around. Absolute obliteration. OG just destroying Splyce in that exchange.
And it's just too easy at this point. Origen said they're not going to contest this in the lanes. We can have all the late game insurance policy, and then they just run it down Splyce's throat.
Too good for from the OG lineup. Once again, they find that opportunity. Splyce plays such a slow game, and eventually it turns against him. Vizicachi, all the gold getting funneled into this rise, but he is the one that gets caught out, and he is the one that sets up this play for Origen to be successful in the end. Banshee's Veil now burned, threatening off to the side. Nukeduck stepping forward pretty fearlessly. Can use the cleanse to now try follow up on Humanoid, but the tower is set to fall down. Kabi wants to throw out a damage, but just doesn't have enough. Now Patrick going godlike. The Sivers just cleaning up fights in the exchange. Gold not going to drop. Inhibitor in their sights. It's a slow walk down, but this is going to be OG's game. They tie Splyce in the standings.
You know, they took it slow, Dracos. Origen had so many tools, and finally, once they were able to execute on it, they pressed their buttons, they went ham. And it all came from a stellar control over the map. It was very methodical coming through from Origen. And for a team coming off an 0-2 week, this is a very strong step in the right direction.
And on the other side, Splyce just look all out of sorts when they don't get that early game advantage that Xerxes has been able to pick up for them pretty much consistently every single time. We know that they stall in the mid game, but normally they have that clutch factor in the late game to pull it through. But this time around, they didn't have that early game gold buffer to help them get over that line.
I'm also just a little confused as to what Splyce wanted to do with the draft. Like, we understood, we talk about it, but it feels like, yes, you have a clear game plan, but it doesn't feel like a team plan or a game plan that goes hand in hand with what your team wants to do. It's not a pre-6 active jungler. It is not an aggressive playmaker for a guy like North Scarin, and it does leave me a little wondering.
I mean, when you do execute on a composition like that, it's just beautiful League of Legends to watch. It is much harder than what Origen assembled here. So, you know, maybe have another run out of that. If this is a best of 3, you probably have a different looking draft. That said, when you don't use Abyssal Voyage offensively, when you don't use the Paranoia offensively, everything is reactively, obviously you're going to have a bad time with Splyce's draft.
And now for Splyce, a team that's starting to fall down in the standings, risking falling out of playoff contention as well. You can't have these sort of experimental drafts where you're not fully sure